of the floating guard pass. Now, I want to make sure that you understand this. This is not a passing technique. It's not something that I'm going to tell you, you use this to pass. This is not necessarily what this is for. Okay, I would say this is more or less a provisional tactic. I would say it's a whole system unto itself. And what we're trying to always keep in mind is that this floating pass, what does that play into that we were talking about last week? Pressure passing. Right. Good. Great job, Miss Linda. She got it. Pressure passing, okay? So the goal here is sustainability. That's what we're looking for. Now, if a hip switch or climbing on top of somebody's shin trapping, whatever, gets you a guard pass, great. Fantastic. It can result in a guard pass. The intention of it, however, is not necessarily for that. It's sustainability. So when we start talking about deploying posts, okay? We were talking about this yesterday, or Tuesday, how he's going to be disrupting my base. My job, whenever he disrupts my base enough that I feel like I'm fixing to go over and have to deploy my post, I need to get my head where? Head above the garter, okay? We really only got to 1 and 2 effectively. We may have gotten a little farther, briefly, but effectively we only got to 1 and 2. Okay, head above the garter. So as I start to go, fall over, my head goes above the guard player. Boom. Then I deploy my posts. Okay? The next part is I want to compress myself, meaning I want to draw everything in. Now, if my head kind of rocks back, this is where I have to start to adjust myself. As I draw everything in, now what's the next thing I'm doing? Climb. This is where we start getting into shin trapping. Notice I'm climbing, and if it results in a guard pass, then so be it. Okay? So be it. My whole goal with the climb, now we're going to do this very basically. He's going to kind of elevate me, vault me over to where I have to hit my deployment. Boom. Deploy my posts. Make sure that my head goes above my garter, if at all possible. Okay? Then I'm going to draw in. It's the first thing I got to do. You're going to find that that's a little bit harder than you think. A little bit harder than it looks. Okay? So as I get off balance, boom, there's my post. I'm deploying. If he starts to take me over to the side, I have to use a foot. Okay? Then I'm back up. If he pulls me back, anywhere he goes, my whole job is to just get heavy and float above him at all times. Focus on keeping my head where? Above. At any point in time, I don't care if I'm actually up off the ground, even if my leg's down, one leg is down, I can still start drawing in. Then I can still start pommeling. Boom. Anywhere he may fall, I'm going to adjust my hips and try to stay above his knee line. Okay? What do I mean by staying above the knee line? I want to try to get my body, my legs from the knee down above his knee, up in this area. Okay? So again, look at this more as a provisional guard passing system. It's more for sustainability, to not get swept. Because my opportunities here, if he picks me up and I start to go over and I don't deploy these posts and I don't know how to float, this is what happens. Okay, so if I don't have the balance necessary and the knowledge of how to get everything drawn back inside and to climb on top of these shins, I'm going to have some problems. Okay. So here, as he flips me into deployment, boom, my head comes here and I'm climbing. The next thing to do is what? Compress. Start drawing everything in. Pulling everything in. Now, we're going to start trapping or climbing. Okay? It's pretty basic. It's a lot easier than what you think. Okay? So your partner right now is just going to elevate you up. You're going to deploy. So from here, elevating up, boom, there's my deployment. We want to get a good wide base. Then I want you to compress. Start pulling everything in. Bring your legs to your chest. Then go back down. Wherever you may be. Whoops. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Slightly limited on practical exercises with this. And the biggest problem that we have here is most of you guys that are a little bit newer don't really understand how to hold somebody up so they can drill this. Okay, it's kind of difficult. So without having to put most of the stress on the butterfly guard player, we're going to use the ball. Whole goal here is to draw yourself up onto the ball, get your core tight. Okay, so the way we're going to do this is we're going to start with this just with the hands, and we got some ways to make it a little more difficult. Okay, so we're going to start on just the hands. I want you to go out wide with your hands. The whole goal, again, I told you we're trying to compress, getting up, bringing our knees to our chest, so we're simulating climbing up high. Once we get here, we're just going to draw up. Foot's going to go up. Okay, this is kind of what I would like for you to simulate over the top of a butterfly garter or anybody that's trying to stretch you out the guard, and make you to pull your posts and you back down. Rolling here, back down to your knees, and roll forward, pull your posts, stop yourself, draw the ball up. Then you go back down, do 5 apiece, deploy, draw up, then back down. Let's get 3 lines. Here we go. Let's get it. 1, 2, 3.
So, what time is the open match on Friday are the same as the class match we do instead of last week?
Good guys.
We are, we're going to get a partner, okay? We're here. Deploy. I want you to deploy and put the ball right on your midsection. Partner's going to grab your hands and balance you, pull your hands up off the mat. He's going to balance you from here. Okay, I want you to stretch out and pull up on. Balance, and you're going right back down. Really all you're doing is you're just pulling off of your partner's hands. Here, back up, and then back down. 5 each. Let's go. 1, 2, 3.
Good. Maintain your balance. The ball will tell on you if you don't.